Hello everyone and welcome back. We're going to be doing another round of testing for upcoming PQ. Next weekend we'll be going to Menifee PQ in Southern California. Still haven't decided exactly on the deck, but we're going to try a couple of different ones. Today we're going to start with the Cad Tarkentown. I've seen this list working a lot across multiple PQs and been testing it lately. It seems pretty good. It's very fast. You can get out in front of people. And then it has a couple of late game pieces to control the board as well, really mid game pieces. And then in the sideboard, you can bring in some late game for more controlling, or if you need that finish with something like Sneak Attack or Devastator. So we're going to test it out on Terabas. We're going to go through 10 games and see what happens. Here we go.
Hello there.
And we're starting with a Maul. Okay. I've been watching, and it does seem like this blue-red villain is still very powerful. A lot of good things have been happening. It's in the final of the regional right now. As far as our hand, I like the 2/1 drops. I'm going to keep this. Should give us an option to take it out in front. Let's see. Turn 1, these two. Turn 2, and here. I will probably get rid of both of these just to make sure I can keep control. Let's see what they play. Okay, play a Kylo. We will Tarkentown that. Just keep them off the force. Their ping will be bad for the early units we're going to play, so we're going to have to try and work around that. You can see all these smaller units hit very powerfully, right? We'll get in 5 right away, but it also does set us up for some Maul pings here. So we might actually trade out with whatever unit they play. That's interesting. Let's keep going wide for now. I know they'll want to get an attack here, so I'll probably trade with their Criminal Muscle. Just to make sure to keep them off the course, because that would be a lot for us to deal with. Kind of single wall. But we'll see. On 4, they could power. They could try to play a Tyrannus, something like that. Either way, we'll play another Underworld, we'll ping. Drain Essence is much worse. So we'll get an attack here before they kill that off. We still choose not to do. Okay. In that case, I'll play the space unit because if they play something like a Tyrannus, I don't want to just trade out my Forlom when I might have other opportunities to take it out. We're going to have 2 smuggle cards in the resource. Be good to remember. Hotshot on Arsing isn't too bad. That's the route we want to go. No, but we also have the Hotshot for Cad's deploy, which is pretty good. There's the Tyrannus. Not shocking. Well, let's see what they do here. I'm guessing they take out the Sing. Yeah, okay. So, in that case, what we'll do is I don't really want to trade here, so I gotta think about how I want to do this. I guess I can do this and force them to do it, right? We will do this, and then we will ping. Could have done the Forlom and traded, but I think it's more valuable for us later, especially if they have no other units out. Another ping will just take the Tyrannus out. And force them to use the force there. Okay. So here we can No Good to Me Dead their leader. Forlom can take that out with a ping. We'll get a draw, and then into the Cad Bane the next turn. Really good shape for us. Let's see what they have. And they're already at 12, so you can see. We'll just do that. let us draw a card. 6 more, they'll be at 18. Another 4 will be at 22, and then a hot shot with Cad in next turn. Ends the game. Ogdo is interesting, except when I know good to me dead, they're just gonna not be able to trigger it unless they do it first. So let's see what happens there. I think at this point the game is pretty much won. They're gonna have a hard time because Cad or Forlom will represent lethal on the next turn. They had a chance to Ogdo there, but they got greedy and went with my units first because they're assuming on the Maul attack they can get Ogdo, and that pretty much ends the game. You can see that the deck has such nice speed with control, which I think is what makes it so hard to deal with, and all the small units early really keep you in front. So we'll deploy Cad, we'll hit for there, and then a hotshot blaster on either unit will end it. Don't really need a resource here because the hotshot's 3 and I can play either of these and keep the unit. The highest cost card in the deck is 7, so don't really need much there. There's a hotshot to end the game. And GG's to our opponent. So nice 1-0 there. Good start. This is probably the top of my list right now as far as what to play. I had been messing with that Thrawn Data Vault, which you may have seen on stream before. I did very well with it, but I think my son is going to be bringing Kira. I don't think I have the cards to play both. I've heard this one is picking up steam. This will be an interesting match. This is not a great starting hand, so we'll mulligan. But people are liking this Kylo Data Vault. If I can get through him before the Kylo flip, I should be okay. If a Troop comes out or Kylo gets out there, it's going to be much tougher. 2 turn 1s is much better. No turn 2, which is tough, but I think what I'll do here is resource these and hope for, actually I guess I'm not going to resource that in case I don't have a turn 2 or I need to get through something. We'll play the Antagonizer. They had nothing, okay, so. Alright, so they'll surprise strike with Criminal Muscle. Don't. Well, I will let them ramp because I don't want to lose one of my units to the attack. This is nice because they keep Tarkentown in this scenario. They're discarded, so they're going to have Anakin online. So I need to be ready for that. Okay. So Anakin's going to come online. He's going to take out 2 units. We'll Forlom here most likely. And we'll try to hit in for this amount. Okay. I don't love what's happening here, but I can. Alright, I got a couple options here. I'm going to play this. I'm going to deal 1 damage. This can't stay out here because the shields would be so bad. Passing the ambush. I will attack here, here, and then I'll Tarkentown. Keep my board clear. Okay. Another surprise strike isn't bad. So I'll play these 2. I do suspect that Anakin's going to come out and either kill these 2 or this one. Okay. So now I'm in a weird spot because the Kylo comes down next turn. I don't really have a big answer. I could take out the Anakin here, but I wonder how far behind that puts me versus just going up to 20 to base, which I will do. Okay. Okay, getting some space presence will be nice. I think this forces the Kylo to come out. They have the craving power, so they have the exact cards they want for this sequence. And now we're on our heels. So I'm not sure we did enough to get in front of them. I'm trying to think through how I could have played it differently. maybe taking this Anakin out or keeping a surprise strike for Kylo. Yeah. Power, we'll take one out. So I think I have to answer the Kylo now. So I can't afford to let Anakin take him. So I'll hit there. I will hit this here. Okay, so at least I had something, right? So he's gonna trade this out here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, will be interesting. Oh, okay. The Timely Vader, I think that pretty much ends the game. Do I do the 2 damage here first? Probably. And I think that's it. I don't see a way out of this. The Timely Vader coming off the Anakin is pretty tough. And then waylaying either of these really puts me in the back foot again. So I'm not sure how to come back. I don't think I can in this case. That's the thing with some of these blue-green villainy. They can catch up and stabilize pretty quickly. Let's see. Oh, okay. Ouch. Oh, no, there's anything in my deck for. Oh, okay. We're gonna keep stalling this out and see what happens. To the bitter end. Waylaying this would have been much worse. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I'm hitting these, but this is where the game 2 you bring in the sneak attack, you bring in the waylay, or the sneak attack and the devastator, and that's what you would need to win this game, actually. Yeah, stuff. There's nothing you can do. GG's. Oh, they're anonymous. Okay. So GG's on that one. They got me. We will go to game 3, see what happens.
Hello there.
You definitely sideboard there, and you try and get to that sneak attack devastator. There's probably an argument maybe for doing it main deck, but I'm not sure. Okay, so Akbar. Blue will be interesting. We have the right first turn. We'll keep this. I think Forlom is good here because they're going to put some ground units that you want to take out right away. Okay, so that's not bad because we're going to draw a card there. We'll draw that card. That's a great card to draw in this match, so don't hate what's happening here. All right, we're gonna keep putting units out there. Just go wide. Okay. That's something they just want to tap, I think, right? So we're not gonna let that thing live. Yeah, and then we'll play it out again. Just to keep them off of their engine and then starting us out. So I'm actually gonna do this to keep going wide. And we'll see how this goes. Okay, what they got? Well, they perilous. Just get more damage in. We'll play this. The trigger. That's a nice draw engine for them, actually. But we're gonna just start really hitting. Ooh, this is gonna be big. All right, so this puts me in a tough spot because the Raider is also really good. Cad Bane can capture a lot. So this might seem weird, but I think think I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna hit with the hot shot. Okay, that's fine. This just spreads out the damage I'll be able to do, and I might be lethal next turn. Let's see what happens. Let's see, 4, 6, 11. Yeah. Vanquish will help them with that. What do I want them to do here? I think I just get in the damage before they can tap. They're not really doing anything to my base, they're just creating units for themselves. Right? Oh. I do love that they did that. That was an interesting play for them. So now, yeah, GG's. I think it just overwhelmed them. Nice.
Hello there.
Oh, okay. Another speed deck. Let's see what happens. We're up to 2 and 1. I haven't seen too many Asajj, especially the Mystic Monastery. But we will keep this hand. I like the tap here. I like this guy. This resource here. Surprise Strike I know can be valuable, but I feel like when I look at my SWU stats, it's the card I'm using the least. So I'm not too sure there. Still something to mess around with. I wonder still about Sneak Attack, Devastator main. Okay. That's an easy one. And I play a unit that Greedo can't immediately kill. He did flip a hot shot, so he'll get damage in. And he'll generate the force. Okay. And he will take a random card off the top. Not a great card for him because this just with Saboteur immediately kills it. I guess I could have kept this for when the leader deploys, but that's a great card for them. So let's see if we can get in front of that. We'll start to put some damage on. Alright, this combo is fine. I will do it into the Asajj if I can trade this out. And 2 hot shot blasters already. I'm not used to playing smuggle decks, so I do need to remember to check that area. Alright, they do trade out there. I think that's fine. I'll start to get attacks in. Forlom is nice for them. We're talking time. Forlom. What we really want to do is McClunky this when it comes out. I'm sure they're aware of that. Yeah, okay, so this is a nice easy kill here with the trigger. And I get to play the 2 units back. So this puts me, I think, way ahead now. And these are some great cards for here. So I'll actually bring the Bosk out just to get that board control. Because when I flip to Cad, I should be able to really pour in a lot of damage at the end. So yeah, so what I'm going to do here is actually attack first. Yeah, okay, so they had the force again. That's not bad for them. This is actually fine for me. I will ambush first, kill here, and then trigger here. Now, if they do hit it, they will get that 1, but they missed, so. Now I have the Ruthless Raider coming out if I want. I have the Hot Shot Blasters. Really going to start to pour a lot of damage in. They could bring another Turnus out. They could... what else uses the force on the villain side? Okay, that's not scary at all. I'm going to get this attack in before they have something that can kill it. Maybe they're going to throw a pilot up there? No, I could go... Okay. we're just going to get our damage in. We had a sneak attack out. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Sneak attack that out, that's rough. And then we hit with the hot shot blaster and it's GG's. I think another one that really worked out in our favor. That craving power is not going to kill anything. And then we just hot shot with a Cad for 6 and we got it. Okay, so we go to 3-1.
Hello there.
Not seeing a lot of the meta decks we'd like to see for practice, but I think that's one of the things you get with Carabas. I do like this Qui-Gon deck. It is fun to play. We'll see what happens. We'll have them go first. No first turn, so we're definitely mulliganing this. Much better first turn draw. So we'll put this in the resource. I think we want to kill off what they're trying to do. And so I want to keep them clunky, and I want the space so that I can start drawing. Because if you can keep them off a lot of their tricky stuff. I actually should have McClunky there. So let's see what happens. Because they could... I am going to do this because they could General's Blade. And then I could still McClunky to kill it. I should have McClunkied, and it would have still only been 4, but then I would have been able to hit it with the Tarkin Town. And this could work out better, because if they don't play General's Blade, I could just miss Hunter. They might want to get the Force. Let's see what happens. Oh, they just choose to trade and get the Force, so we will attack in. Now this opens up sneak attack for them. A lot of options for different things that they could do. So the McClunky here lets me kill that. They did sneak attack it in, so this is actually the perfect thing because I can kill it and I can replay my unit. And that prevents them from swapping. Although I don't know what they would have swapped Qui-Gon. Maybe they just bounce it back. But we might do the same thing again. Let's see what happens. We will. We'll play this. That's not going to stay either, unless they do something with it. Okay, they're not. All right. Just want to keep the board clear to avoid any of their shenanigans, and then I really want to, at this point, start putting some damage in. So this Zuckuss looks really nice. Could help me to get in front, and I think they've seen that and they left. I think it was really going to turn hard into my advantage there. And we'll go to the next game. I will back out of this game and not count it. I'd like to see a different opponent, so I will leave the game. Okay. Let me update this. We're through 5 games. We're 4-1. But I would like to see something closer to what we might run into next week.
Hello there.
Blue-green hero, 25-point base is probably not bad, but it could be interesting. To see what happens. I am somewhat okay. This removes. I'm actually going to keep this. Yeah. So I got a 4-limb and a Zuckuss, which could be a nice combo. I've got something that can take off a token, and they passed, and that's fine. So now I think I'll go this route. This will let me clear, I think, whatever they're playing right now. Sure they want to draw here. Interesting. I think Tarkin Town will be useful later, so I'm actually going to clear it out that way. Now I can play my 4-limb. The deck feels really good, but I would like to see some other things. So this 4-limb is nice because They'll activate the Zuckuss next turn. And that will take out the Obi-Wan, so really way ahead. Plus I get to draw here. Picking up another Hot Shot Blaster or a Hot Shot Blaster is nice. I'll resource that. And now I feel like I'm in such a great spot because of what's in front of me. I will attack here first. I'm going to have to attack into that because I'll trigger the ambush and then that. I don't want them to get the force, basically. This could be... I'm going to target down here because I want to pour on damage. I think it's basically over now. Yeah, it's over because I think even the hot shot on Zuckuss ends it. And you can see the power of the deck, how fast. Now they didn't have a turn one or they chose not to play it. Who knows? Either way, it just was such a dominant performance, and I think keeping the 4-alarm Zuckuss when you have it is such a good combo because you can see there it just wiped out their leader, kept the board clear. I do like to hold on to Tarkentown if it makes sense. There could have been a Chirrut or something like that, and they never really got the force, and I think they've left. So I'm going to take this up to 5-1. And so our one loss is to that Kylo Data Vault. I do worry about that matchup and some other testing. The Iden Data Vault, those types of ones were trouble. This person, I believe, has left. But we'll see. I appreciate everyone watching. Hope you're enjoying the content. We're going to try and continue to make more content, testing online, but also live play at our local stores. I think once we get through this PQ and once we get started with the new sets, we'll do a lot more live content and testing as well. Just starting to figure out all the equipment, how to get it up and running, how to test it out. Hopefully you're enjoying it. So I don't know if this froze or not, so let's see what happened. The person just left or the game just froze. That's too bad. So we're going to exit out of this. I think it's going to end up giving us a loss, but what can you do? So we are at 5-1. We're connecting again, and we got the same guy, and I just really don't think that I'm going to do that. So we're going to wait a second. See how you get a new opponent. You guys are following the finals of the regional. Looks like it's going pretty well. Talzin Red Force still going strong, and then a Han 2 ECL, 2 of those in the semis.
Hello there.
Look like a lot of fun decks. Okay, Sabine is an interesting one. Definitely one we could see how we play around the Poe Wrecker combo and put damage in. Will be interesting. We'll give them the initiative. This is not a great starting hand, so we will mulligan here. And this is much better. Double resource here, something to McClunky in case they put something big out. And we can get this combo out to get a ping going. So not bad at all. Let's see what happens. So they have the Sabine. We do not want Sabine on the board. It takes out too many of our units without taking any damage. Question is, do we want to kill it this way or funky? I think we Tarkentown it because that way we get this double board presence and we can start to put damage in. I do think here we can either bring one of these out of the resource or we can attack McClunky play again to take out whatever they play. Yeah, so that'll work just fine. Oh, they ECL'd it. Okay, fascinating. That case. I don't think we want the restore on the board, so we'll just trade there. I'm sure they're filled with that. We'll play this out. to get something on the board again. Okay. I think the space could be valuable. I do like the ambushers. But we can look funky here into the space unit, which is not the worst. Okay, so they time it out. We will clear that out. And now Sabine is vulnerable to a boss ambush. And they've used ECL, they've used A-Timely. A little bit takes the board off of some of the wrecker stuff, but it can still come out there. So we'll still have this to hit them. But I do think we like what's happening here. The No Good To Me Dead's nice as well. We can start to establish some board presence. Our life total is pretty close. I'm going to take out the Sabine there. I think if they play Poe here, we would have to crash into it because we can't risk a 2-for-1 trade like that. Okay, so then Funky probably going to take one of these out, but let's see what happens. Actually, we're going to do this. And the reason we're doing this is this No Good To Me Dead will allow me to do 2 damage, which will kill something, in theory. And here's the wrecker. What do I want to do here? I don't want the wrecker to live. That's what I know. So I'm going to deploy. Attack. Which one do I want to funky? This one, I guess? No. Oh, they traded there. So I'm going to funky here. 3 damage. Who wants another 2 damage? It's going to take it here, right? It is, okay. I'll take that out. 7 resources. I'll let me do these. I might want to get this out there, but the boss No Good To Me Dead also kills. Alright. So we have a split presence. We have a lot of options. Let's see what else comes out. Sure. This will let me kill both. Right? Yeah. Kill that, and then he gets to choose his thing. And I can choose this. Alright. We still have the 2, all 3 actually. Okay. I'm actually gonna No Good To Me Dead that so it can't attack either of these. And it's gonna take the damage. Okay. Ooh, Forlom and Zuckus. I can actually play these 2. I can keep that. Okay. I still have the hot shots that I might want to get out. Because 2 hot shot. Oh. We are doing well. Let's put the pressure on, because that puts them at lethal. Yep. Okay. So that puts them at check. They have to answer both. Should be pretty hard to do. And then we have a lot of backup here. I have 1 damage underneath still. Okay, Fleet Lieutenant, and that's GG's. Alright, what's up?
Hello there.
Oh, okay, this is another one we want to see. This is a good practice here. We're up to 6-1 after the Sabine matchup. We'll give them the initiative. We really want to get underneath them. Try and get everything done before Yoda comes out, which I know is difficult. This is a horrible draw, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Let's hope they pass. That was rough. But that's how it goes. They did pass. We're going to play one and see if they think we have a second, and we will claim this as good as we could hope there. Bosk, ambush, ambush. And one of them, I think we'll do that. Actually, let's do this. We're not really in a place to be able to mess with all that. So we have no turn here. Actually, we're just going to smack for 5. I think that's all we can do right now. We want to try and get underneath them. We had a horrible draw, so we're trying to delay. They resupplied, so they're ramping, so we're actually going to get to be up to 10 before they get to do anything. And we still have Target Town, so now things are starting to look a little bit better for us. I wouldn't mind going wider later, but I think for now we'll do this. I think for 5 per turn is a lot. And they might have the, if their unit dies, they can put it in as a resource. No, they don't. They just have more stuff. Okay, so if I play something here, I get some more on the board. The Yoda flip is going to kill this. I just think this is what we need to do. I'm going to choose nothing. I'm going to pass. Oh, okay. That's much better for us that they had something else to play. I understand that'll give them some healing, but at least we can get some damage. And I do like the Cad Bane. They are way up on resource, but we're going to try and... I think we want to keep them off the force here. It doesn't matter. What we're going to do. We're going to have a Luke. We're just going to hit in for 5 again. We're going to have a flip. We're going to have a Luke. A lot of things are going to put them way ahead. So I want to be careful. They might trade. They do. I think we prefer they killed this. There's the Luke. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. Because we just got to kill this Luke. And then the Yoda flip becomes irrelevant. Yeah. Which I think is okay for us. We're going to have Cad Bane come out. Yeah, that's okay. So, I mean, the Yoda flip is not fully irrelevant, right? It's still really good to have Yoda out there, but it's less impactful than it would have been. There's our hot shot. Hey, what's going on? How you doing today? I'm gonna do this to try and get some presents out. It's also let me use my ping twice. I tried to turn the chat box on and it's not working. That's sad. Oh no, it is. It's there. Just looks bad still. I don't know why I can't get the chat thing figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and hide it again because that's weird. Oh, okay. That's something. The Zuckus is gonna hit for 8 and I can kill the Yoda. So I think here I'm happy that they played a unit. There's part of me that thinks just go into base and put them in check, so I'm going to do that and put the pressure on. I don't know if it's fully in check, but it means they have to deal with this or else. How's your morning going? I'm sad that the chat thing looks weird. They do swing into base instead, so it's not actually check. The restore is big. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with this. Oh, that's big for them. Okay. Alright, the alert thing is weird too. Not too bad, good. I don't know why it makes a sound every time you hit. Okay. I think they've turned the corner here. I'm not sure how I get back from this unless they start to take some damage to the Yoda and I can capture it. So I think I'll go this here into the Yoda. That will set me up to be able to capture it next turn. And we'll see if that works. I might. It's been good so far. I lost to a Kylo 5 Data Vault. I got him up to pretty close, and then Kylo flipped, and he stabilized and drove it back down. Otherwise, it'd be a Sabine and just some other decks that are not as relevant. But you can see here, all of these ramping blue-green, whether it's hero or villain, are pretty tough. This is going to have healing after healing right here. And I'm not sure how to get around that because I'm in lethal here, and even though I have the Cad Bane, it does nothing, right? So I play the Cad Bane, I capture these two, and I die. Or they kill off this and I just capture one. But either way, I die here. So this is the matchup I've been struggling with. It is also, I think, a very popular match, so that's tough. Right? Because I think you're going to see a lot of blue-green, both hero and villain, and if I can't get past those, I'm not sure. And then I haven't run into too many space yet, although maybe at the end I'll show you my overall SU stats on testing this, and you can kind of see where it's falling. So that is our second loss, so we'll go to 6-2. 2 games left. See how it finishes out. This is going to be something. Okay. Even though I don't have 2 turn ones, I do have enough to do some damage here. Let's see if I can not make that mistake I did last time with streaming with the Grand Inquisitor and their nonsense. Yeah, this is the weenie version. I know there were no turn ones in there, which is weird because there's 12 or so, but I think sometimes it's okay. Like this will work out just fine because even if they ready this, actually if they ready it, I might not use Target Town. But since they didn't, I will Target Town it away, and now I should be pretty ahead. See, there's the weenies coming out. I actually prefer this, and I'm going to resource this one because I like the Bounty Hunter to trigger this if I need it. Okay. So that's just to prevent it from readying. And then this, it can trade here, but I'm okay with that trade. And then this will take something out, so pretty good shape. It's one of the things I'm thinking about. When you say SB, what do you mean there? One of the things I'm thinking about is the idea of going with sneak attack and the Devastator, because I think that combo can get in front of it a little bit. Oh, sideboard. Yeah, so the sideboard has those things in it, so I do think it would be a very interesting round 2 because there's a lot you can do with it. But that round 1 has proven to be pretty difficult. I do think we're in great shape in this matchup. I don't really see a lot of issues. No, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one because I want to attack with this after I ambush with the boss. So here's interesting because it'll allow me to... Actually, I might want to do this differently now. Let's see. I was going to ambush with boss, but now I want to see if I can bait him into McClunky play, and I could not. Although he chose to... Okay. I'm still going to attack here to draw the card. And now I will McClunky here to do a bunch of damage. And now this doesn't deal 3 damage. So there's no ground unit for it to deal damage to. And then it lets me play this again. And this feels much better because now I can ambush in with boss and kill both units. Yeah, I've been thinking about if I can do some testing this week of moving two sneak attacks and the 2 devastators into the main, and then maybe even messing with planetary bombardment, but that wouldn't be too many things. The thing I've noticed is I'm not really using sneak attack, so that could be an opportunity there. So I'm going to ambush here first, trigger that ambush here, and then trigger this. That wipes both units out, and then we'll see what happens with that. And I know now there's a lot of background chatter going on, so I will do this to draw a card. And then maybe they'll ready this. If they do, I think I just trade it. I don't really care that much. Boss will then come out. Or Cad Bane will come out, and then we'll go from that point. Alright, nice waylay for them. We'll still deploy Cad just in case they want to mess with this. Yeah, we'll kill that off. And now I'll play the Greedo, which will let us do 2 damage there. And they decide to trade. And now I don't see us losing this game. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'll do testing in the future. I'll pass there. That's fine. I think we might have lethal here. Let's see. I'm gonna let them ready that, and then no good do it dead because that's funnier. Do I care? Yeah, I'll just hit this here, and that's GG's because they're gonna ready that. And then no good to me dead it, and attack here. Oh, I had the surprise strike for the win and I messed it up. Whoops, that was me not paying attention. But yes, I definitely had the surprise strike for the win, and we obviously will win there anyway. So we go to 7-2. So we got one more game. Which part? The let him ready it and then no good to me dead, or me missing the surprise strike? All right, so let's see. We'll re-queue here. Oh, okay. Vader double. So we do against this big space deck. And then we'll look at the stats and we'll look at the deck itself again. I'll have them go first. This will be fine because I just want to get one ping off. I will actually, yeah, I'll keep this because it might be somewhat of a race, so those will come out. Yeah, so we'll, okay, it's a swarming deck. I don't really want them to get things going, so I'm actually going to kill that. This McClunky will let me kill the next thing as well. Let's see, do they have something for 1? I'm going to save the McClunky because if they play like a something bigger, see, this will let me kill both of those, which is nice. That's not bad either. Get McClunky into Boba. This will be really good. Okay. Alright, alright. We got a bunch of things that we can start to ping off. That's the card I was actually worried about. So let's play Boba, see where they put the ping. Okay. Now we're racing a little bit. That way if I get an IG, I can immediately kill it. Hey, look at that. What a draw. What a draw. Okay. Also the boss into the no good to me dead would have done some work there. Okay. So I guess we're gonna have to. Oh, I guess the Vader's gonna go on that, isn't it? I'm in trouble. I may have misplayed that. Oh, he ramped? Did I miss ramp? I did, I missed ramp. I would have kept. Okay, that's my fault. I missed ramping somewhere in there. I should have just no good to me dead of that earlier. Whoops. Sure. Sure. Why not? Okay. All right. So we ended up 7-3. Space Tech got us. I also clearly was not paying attention with that. Okay, so let's take a look at the deck again. Okay, so here's the deck. I do think that a lot of the sideboard goes in against that matchup that we were talking about. And it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And we'll kind of play around with it. I think that one of the things that we can look at more if we go into the SWU stats, I don't know if people look at this that much, but you can see here. So pretty good overall. I played 42 games, 30 and 22. When you go and look down here, there's the Iden. The Bosk Red got a Crate Dragon with a Craving Power on it. The Obi, again, that's one of the blue-greens. Because due to space, we ran into problems with space there. Again, so you can see where some of these things can happen. And let's look a little bit at what we're playing and what we're not playing. You can see here, Surprise Strike, rarely played. I'm resourcing it off, and I don't know, it might be a me issue, but it's just not feeling like it's hitting enough. Waylay is the same way, so those could move into the sideboard for when I need them. The Cad Bane also never gets played, so that could probably go in sideboard. So you can start to see where the differences are. I think I'd much rather have the Sneak Attack into Devastator. So I'd probably make those changes before testing again. So that's how that went. 7-3 with the Cad Bane. Not bad at all. Enjoy the deck. I think it can do well with the PQ. Definitely on the top for me as one of the choices. We are going to do another video coming up with Ray, so I'll post this one, and then please also check that video out. I think they're both going to be good. Thank you everyone for watching this one.